Good evening. The ultimate test of man's conscience may be his willingness to sacrifice something today for future generations, whose words of thanks will not be heard. Welcome to BMC News Live in English, brought to you by Al Hilal Hospital and Medical Centers. I am Vinod Narayanan, joining you with the daily news updates. Today's headlines. His Majesty the King praised Saudi Arabia's hosting of 3 key summits. Information Ministry's National Days Festival kicked off. Bahrain and China keen to reinforce long-standing cooperation. UAE announced personal status federal decree law for non-Muslims. Brazil knocked out after losing to Croatia on penalties. News in detail. His Majesty the King praised Saudi Arabia's hosting of 3 key summits. His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa today returned to the kingdom following a visit to Saudi Arabia, where he led Bahrain's delegation to the 43rd session of the Summit of the Supreme Council of the Gulf Cooperation Council and the GCC China Summit. His Majesty the King sent a cable of thanks to the custodian of the 2 holy mosques, King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud. His Majesty King Hamad expressed his deepest thanks and appreciation to King Salman for the warm welcome and hospitality accorded to His Majesty and his accompanying delegation, reflecting the long-standing fraternal Bahraini-Saudi relations and their strength in all fields. His Majesty the King commended Saudi Arabia's successful hosting of the GCC, GCC China and Arab China summits, proving the keenness of the custodian of the 2 holy mosques to enhance the joint GCC action, support joint Arab action at all levels and in all fields, and strengthen cooperation with friendly China, which will serve the shared GCC and Arab interests, achieve the best of their brotherly people and safeguard the region's security and stability, as well as enhance its progress. Information Ministry's National Days Festival kicked off on the occasion of the Kingdom of Bahrain's celebration of its national days in commemoration of the establishment of the modern Bahraini state as an Arab and Muslim state founded by Ahmad al-Fatah in 1783, and the anniversary of His Majesty the King's accession to the throne. The National Days Festival, which is organized by the Ministry of Information, kicked off at the Heritage Village in Ras Hayyan. The festival will open to the public from 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. every day and will continue until December 19th. The glorious national holidays provide an opportunity to renew and recall the national achievements that have been attained by the kingdom under the comprehensive development process led by His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa, making Bahrain a role model in various fields. Many public entities are taking part in this year's festival, including the Interior, Education, Health and Tourism Ministries, Bahrain Tourism and Exhibition Authority, and Bahrain Authority for Culture and Antiquities. Bahrain and China keen to reinforce long-standing cooperation. His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa today held a meeting with Chinese President Xi Jinping in the presence of His Royal Highness Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, the Crown Prince and Prime Minister. The meeting took place during His Majesty the King Hamad's participation in the Gulf China Summit in Riyadh. His Majesty the King and the Chinese President reviewed the deep-rooted bilateral relations and the promising opportunities to develop cooperation across several sectors, including economics and trade, investments and science. The 2 leaders also discussed regional and international issues and developments of shared interest. His Majesty the King stressed Bahrain's pride in its close relations with the People's Republic of China and the advanced cooperation in all fields. His Majesty King Hamad expressed his thanks and appreciation to President Xi Jinping for his interest and keenness to strengthen Bahrain-China relations. The 2 leaders affirmed their commitment to bolster cooperation and exchanging experiences, expertise and investment opportunities to enhance mutual interests. Mosquito control measures fast progressing in Bahrain. Intensive efforts are progressing to contain the spread of insects and mosquitoes in Bahrain, for which a special team comprising 24 employees and 16 vehicles are working tirelessly, said the Ministry of Health. The ministry also said that its malaria and insect control group and rodent control group are continuing periodic campaigns, especially during breeding seasons, to ensure public health. The Ministry of Health further affirmed its keenness to continue implementing plans, programs and initiatives for securing public health and safety for all citizens and residents. The ministry warned that many factors contribute to the spread, including climate change and illegal practices. Campaigns are ongoing to spray pesticides in various regions and governorates, as well as to evaluate the situation and verify effectiveness. The ministry also warned not to spread rumors and to rely on data published through official sources. Ministry is fully prepared to receive all communication in this regard and official channels and directly through hotline number 66701633 or National Suggestions and Compliance System Tawasul. The ministry also confirmed continuing cleaning and waste disposal work in all governorates, noting that the specialized teams are in operation in Muharraq, southern and northern governorates to clean drains and rubble from public skies and suck out bilge water. The Ministry of Municipalities Affairs and Agriculture urged all to adhere to the instructions and inform the ministry about water pools in the interior region through hotline number 80008188. LMRA, NPRA and Police Directorate conducted 2 joint inspection campaigns. The Labour Market Regulatory Authority conducted 2 joint inspection campaigns in the Southern Governorate and Northern Governorate in cooperation with the Nationality Passports and Residence Affairs of the Ministry of Interior and the Southern and Northern Governorates Police Directorates. The campaigns resulted in reporting a number of violations related to the labour market and residency laws and were referred for legal action. LMRA stressed its commitment to report any violation through a continuous and intensive inspection plan in cooperation with the relevant government entities. Now we will be back after a very short break.
The exclusive franchisee of Cochin Kala Bhavan in Bahrain, with over a decade of existence in Bahrain. Exclusive online regular classes have started for classical dances, music vocal, instrumental music, cinematic dance, Kathak, Zumba body fitness, karate and yoga, drawing, arts and craft, children's theatre. For more information, please call 39 096845390948052397 or visit www.bahrainmediacity.com.
Welcome back. UAE announced personal status federal decree law for non-Muslims. A new federal decree law concerning the personal status of all non-Muslim foreigners in the UAE will come into effect on February 1st, 2023. The government announced on Friday. The federal personal status law will regulate marriage conditions and the procedures of contracting and documenting the marriage before the courts. It also specified the procedures of divorce that can be initiated jointly or unilaterally. It organized the procedures for settling the financial claims after divorce and the arrangement of joint custody of the children. Moreover, the decree law organized the procedures for inheritance and testaments and proofs of paternity. Legal expert Dr. Hassan Al-Hayes from Al-Rawad Advocates lauded the law, saying this will give women equal rights in court procedures. Under this law, custody can be shared by both parents unless one submits a request to exclude the other. UAE issued federal decree law on 9% corporate tax set to begin next year. The UAE has issued Federal Decree Law number 47 of 2022 on taxation of corporations and businesses. This means businesses will be subject to UAE corporate tax from the beginning of their first financial year that starts on after June 1st, 2023. The UAE's corporate tax regime will levy a standard rate of 9% for taxable profits exceeding dirham 375,000. Profits up to and including that threshold will be taxed at a 0% rate to support small businesses and startups. The Ministry of Finance confirmed the Federal Decree Law on taxation of corporations and businesses is an important milestone in building an integrated tax regime that supports the strategic objectives of the UAE and enhances its global economic competitiveness, as well as provides the national economy with sufficient flexibility to deal with and support international financial systems within the framework of the UAE's established partnerships. The ministry noted that the corporate tax regime has been designed in line with the best global practices to both promote investment and ensure the principles included in the law are widely accepted and understood. Brazil knocked out after losing to Croatia on penalties. Tournament favourites Brazil have been knocked out of the World Cup after losing to Croatia, who won on penalties 4-2 in the quarter-final clash. The match had finished goalless after normal time. Then superstar Neymar equaled Pele's Brazil scoring record with his 77th international goal to give his side the lead in the first half of extra time at the Education City Stadium. However, Bruno Petkovic equalized with just 4 minutes left as the game ended 1-1 after extra time. The Brazilians had outclassed South Korea in their round of 16 tie with a 4-1 win, and they were hardly tipped to add another World Cup title to their fives so far. However, Croatian goalkeeper Dominik Livakovic proved the hero again for the 2018 runners-up. He made 3 penalty saves in Croatia's grueling last 16 tie against Japan and pulled off a string of saves to deny Brazil during the goalless first 90 minutes. Cyclonic storm Mantis has weakened into a deep depression and will weaken further into a depression by late Saturday. Cyclonic storm Mantis tore past the Tamil Nadu coast near Mahabalipuram late Friday night and early this morning, leaving a trail of flooded streets and uprooted trees and causing damage to buildings and electricity supply lines in its wake. State capital Chennai and nearby areas received heavy rainfall. Matters has weakened since landfall. The regional weather office said, but warned of continuing heavy rain in some parts. The meteorological department said it had moved northwest with a speed of 15 km per hour during the past 6 hours and weakened into a deep depression over North Tamil Nadu. Civic agencies, including the Greater Chennai Corporation, have been working hard to remove fallen trees and restore electricity supply that has been suspended in many parts of the city, news agency Press Trust of India said. Initial estimates say 100 trees have fallen and power supply have been affected in 5 areas. No deaths have been reported so far, but over 9,000 people have been evacuated, the state's disaster management minister said. With that, we come to the end of today's news. Stay tuned for daily news updates in BMC News Live English at 7:30 p.m. every day. I am Vinod Narayanan signing off from BMC News Live. Good night.